All right, we're using our tiny brain for some more modern brewing. Um, we've been messing around with other stuff. We're gonna try things. Anyone that's known me from when I made stuff before, a lot of it was Pioneer related. So some of the decks that I've been building have just been built out of cards that are banned in Pioneer. So this time we've got Sword Imperious Bloodlord. Earlier I recorded with what's it called, Wilderness Reclamation. But yeah, I wanted to give this sort of reanimator vampire pile a try. We've got Faithless Looting that can discard Vein Ripper, and then Persist that can put it into play. We've got Bloodghast as a thing that you can just discard off looting or use to power up Sorin. You can either buff the Bloodghast or just sack them for sort of free value. And yeah, we've got Seasoned Pyromancer as a thing that can be persisted, as well as a Graveyard Enabler, just like a fine mid-range threat. And then a bunch of obvious things like your Lightning Bolts, your discard spells, removal spells, a Troll to make the persists a little bit more consistent if you don't have looting, some Ragavans, some Blood Tithe Harvesters. So yeah, this is just like it's kind of an upgraded Pioneer deck. We're gonna give it a shot. I don't exactly know the best way to build this, but I sort of just figured what are the cards that I would want to play in a shell that's similar. Ragavan can help you get Sorin into play on turn 2. And obviously all this other stuff is just sort of good magic cards and a couple of vampires. Sideboard's got some Damping Sphere, Blood Moon, Toxic Deluge for energy, Dothy Voidwalker, and Spellbomb for graveyard decks. And then some Meltdowns for artifact decks. So pretty straightforward. Gonna play it in a quick match and see how it goes. I will see you in the game. Alright, kind of an awkward first hand, but we've got Ragman and a removal spell. They're on the draw, so maybe it'll be too slow, but we're going to give it a try. Guide of Souls. Well, that's really bad news for me because it means that it's very unlikely that my Ragavan ever accomplishes anything. Like, if they just play into Johnny, this thing's useless. I guess we drew Harvester at least, so maybe this can trade for the Ajani before it flips. Do I want to take the 1? I guess I'll just take the 1. I don't know if it really matters. They just have Bowmaster and they're never going to play it, and I have to push, and they get the life and the energy. But I don't know if it's particularly problematic. So yeah, they just have Bowmaster. Assume they'll do it now, but maybe not. Surprise. I think we're still just going to play the Harvester as a 3-2. But yeah, I don't think our like non-combo oriented hand is that likely to beat energy. But maybe we do just top deck a Vein Ripper, right? Like, we're really close. This Harvester was probably a pretty important draw. It's possible Vein Ripper doesn't get it done against like Flage and friends, but we'll see. But yeah, Ragavan is just so bad against like Ocelot Pride and Bowmaster. It's a huge joke. If I went first and I just played turn 1 Ragavan into Fatal Push, it would have been good, but it's not the world we're living in. Alright. Okay, I want to make sure I added one of these. Looks like we got one. Yep. Vein Ripper. One time. Oh my god. It happened. I did the thing. Alright, well, can this beat their deck? Is this good enough? We're about to find out. Ooh, hello. That's a nice little Vein Ripper combo. I guess they just Galvanic Discharge it, right? And then sack this or this. They did use one, so I have to hope they don't have another one. But if this was like an Archon of Cruelty, what? They sack this, get a new one, discard whatever they have, I draw a card, they take some damage, and then they could still Galvanic, I guess, right? Because it would be 7 over a 5/5. I think Archon's a 6/6. So in fairness, like if they have the Galvanic Discharge to deal with this, they're also probably beating Archon. Or like, I mean, Archon's better for me, obviously, because it gives me a card and they have to discard, but... So what does this mean? Is this just Lightning Bolt? Oh, it's Flage, okay. So this is going to go to 5. Johnny Shore. Okay, so my Soren's going to die. I still... I guess maybe we'll do that. That is probably a pretty good draw. Alright, let's Fatal Push a Johnny. If they had Galvanic Discharge, they would have used it on the Vein Ripper. And then we're just going to play Bloodghast and attack. Hope we don't die. We're going to go to 11 here. And then we'll have Soren to do whatever we want with next turn. This is 5. Flage will only be 8. So if they have Lightning Bolt plus Flage, I think I'm dead. It's 6, 9, yeah. Assuming they stack the Flage triggers right, I'm not going to get the life gain from the Vein Ripper. So now I'm in sort of an interesting spot, regardless of how this game goes, where I can decide, do I want to take out the Reanimator stuff, because I think they'll have Graveyard Hate. So yeah, Vein Ripper on does a lot of this damage. So this is 7 and then 5. So we're 1 short. If no, okay. So land would have been nice, I guess. So what do I want to do? So Flage can come back next turn. It's not particularly problematic. I assume I'm supposed to just blow something up. Although, what if I just attack? How do they block? This is 6 life gain. So Arena of Glory is something I could keep in mind to try not to lose to. I could just go Soren plus. I'll go to 16. They'll take 8. I have an additional Soren. Or I can Soren. Oh, shit. Okay, so if I kill 2 things, it'll be 9. I think I'm just supposed to... I guess the question is, do I think they're going to block with the Bloodghast? I think this is just the safest play since I have the extra Soren. Maybe I was supposed to actually buff the Bloodghast? I don't know. Doesn't matter that much. Doesn't really get this out of range of anything, but I'm sure from their perspective it's like, okay, well now I can just deal with the Soren and I'll be fine. But since I have 2, I think it's fine to just gain the stupid life. So they have Arena. Arena's, I guess Arena still kills me, doesn't it? What a stupid card. So Arena is 11, 16, yeah. I actually just die if they have Arena of Glory. It's so disgusting. Alright, well this play didn't really matter then. I die either way though, I believe. So what if I attack, sack is 4? Yeah, I mean I just die either way. Alright, well, Reign of Glory's messed up. Alright, so against energy, we definitely want Deluge, and I'm not sure about the other stuff. Mardu, we'll try Blood Moon. Spellbomb's kind of interesting against Flage because it just replaces itself. Also Voidwalker, maybe? If I think they have Graveyard Hate, I could just do this. And add in whatever other stuff. In case they overboard. Ragavan's really bad as well. Bloodghast is kind of iffy. What do we want to do? I think I just want less of that stuff. And I guess I'll let them have... I probably need a card that's good against Flage in my deck. Maybe like a Cling to Dust. Like Soul Guide Lantern potentially is better. Flage does seem pretty hard to beat with a red-black deck. How do I make this work? Can I take out the Troll when I'm on the draw? You want all my removal. Pyro's fine with Blood Moon. Let's do this. Thinking about the mana sources. I don't know if Bloodghast is going to be that important. It was a really lucky game, though. We just immediately hit the Rain Ripper and got it going. But, well, if you can get it into play, if you can do the Vein Ripper plus Sorin stuff. We did it with Persist, but I think that is a way to beat energy, assuming they don't have a bunch of discharges. Okay. So we have 2 Persists in, I think. So we can hit one of those. We can also just find Sorin. And we have Deluge, so... I guess I'm jamming this Looting. It could be better to wait, potentially. See what we draw. Because we can also just get a Surveil land. Like, that's valuable as well. The only thing is, if I hit Persist in my top however many cards, I will want to Looting now. Maybe that's greedy. Okay, since we drew this and it's kind of forced, I don't think I need another land here. The Mire has the like option of being the theater or just an untap land. Since I drew the theater, this is always going to be a tap land. This can't be an untap land like the Mire can, so I think it's fine. So now what are we doing? Since I have the Deluge, maybe I just want a Looting because I want to keep my Harvester. Could also play the Harvester and force them to answer it. Okay, extra Vein Ripper's nice, which means I can discard 1. Okay. So let's get our Swamp because we have Blood Moon. Thoughtseize them. And then they have 2 Ajani's, Thoughtseize, and a Bowmaster. Well, that's quite the hand. So they don't have the mana to double up. The Discharge lets them blow up their own Ajani. The Thoughtseize takes my Deluge. Can't double spell, though. This is a really awkward spot. We're probably just going to leave up Bowmaster either way. And I guess I'm going to Season Pyro at that point. So if they jam the Ajani, I can Pyro. If they Bowmaster, it's really bad. I guess I'm going to take the Thoughtseize and just hope things work out. I'm not sure. It's a tricky spot. If they just had 1 Ajani, I could like take that and just try to outgrind their like Thoughtseize plus other stuff. That's probably doable, but from this position, I'm just gonna hope they... I don't know. I guess I'm hoping they play a Johnny and then I Pyro, but that's still not great. Because then they Galvanic Discharge next turn, or they Bowmaster. Energy's good, turns out. So I don't know what the hope is. Yeah, so they drew the land, which means they can just go with Johnny Discharge. And I guess that means I'm going to Pyromancer to stall, and then, I don't know, hope things work out. There's a Johnny. Now the question is, do they want a Galvanic now, or do they want to just chill? I assume they're just going to chill because they have 2 Johnnies. Okay, another land. Don't have to worry about getting Bowmastered. I attack, this flips. I deluge, they flip their Johnny, and then they have additional Johnny. Feels kind of doomed. Blocking is just so bad too. What are we doing? These, I guess. Am I actually just dead on board? I don't have a red permanent. Why would you want to do that? I'm confused. Did misclick? I don't know. I guess it's not like discharging these are good either, but just like flip your Johnny or don't use it. How did that happen? Opponent doing a little throw. I mean, this is the most useless one, right? Like, if I just have a land, it comes back. So I can't really block, can I? Another Ocelot Pride, sure. So now they can Bowmaster a cat, right? Deal 1 damage to any target. So they'll get in a Johnny, but I will clear the whole board. Do I want to just eat this thing? Just let them do the Johnny thing now. Could have double blocked it, I guess. Maybe that was a mistake, I don't know. It just feels so doomed. Like, their hand was so perfect. I guess, like, if I let them keep Thoughtseize, I never get to Deluge. So it doesn't really matter. Like, I sort of had no options in these games that were good. My opponent threw by using this, but, like, I still don't think it matters. Their hand was just so perfect. My logic here was, like, maybe I bait them into playing the Ajani, and I just have to beat the single Ajani. But it's still going to be hard, I think. They don't have a red permanent yet. So they're buffing their board, so I deluged for 3. I guess I can just deluge for 2. Is this optional? Oh, we drew Soren. Holy shit. Well, that changes a lot. Okay, I think I still have to deluge now because I'll just die. Maybe not, though. So Vein Ripper blocks this. I'll take 3. So chump, chump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We know they have a Bowmaster. So I die. Or no, but the damage will happen. So they Bowmaster before the Vein Ripper triggers go on the stack. So I think we're just Toxic Delusion for 3, and then hoping that the Vein Ripper beats them, even though obviously having Vein Ripper in play before I did this would mean that I just won the game. I think we're just going to die if we don't do it now, unfortunately. Alright, so let's yes this. I guess we won't fetch. We have another swamp anyway. And then we can use Soren to put Vein Ripper into play, and then Bloodghast to threaten a Johnny. His Bowmaster's probably going to nab it, but whatever. If the Bowmaster gets this, okay, so now we're trying to sweat Flage. If the Bowmaster gets this, the Soren gets to live. So I guess that means, I don't know. I don't know why they would do this now. You just pass opponent or make your 2-1. Yep. Okay, so now the question is, what do I do? Extra land, a looting and a pyro. So we're definitely Soren putting Vein Ripper into play. If I do it now, I think I just do it before they can block, no matter what. Yeah. We're gonna lose this Soren, I believe. Okay. So this attacks Soren. So Soren's gonna get hit, or we're gonna drain. If they find a discharge, they can deal with Vein Ripper, but we will get a drain off at least. Or I guess double drain. Okay, so now they go after Soren. That makes sense. And they have to decide if they want to block to preserve a Johnny. I actually don't know what this ultimate does. Each opponent chooses an artifact, creature, or enchantment. Each opponent chooses an artifact, a creature, enchantment, planeswalker among them, then sacrifice the rest. So this ultimate doesn't really do anything. So I also need to figure out, am I going to take 4 damage to put Blood Tithe Harvester into play? I think the answer is yes. Well, now we know we're good to go. I'm not even sure if this block is good. I don't envy my opponent's spot. Like, it's hard to do anything that's good here, but I think they probably could have made some decisions differently. And so I should have a swamp and a blood crypt. You can always guess this. Alright, we go down to 11. And then we have this harvester in play that can just pop, drain for 4. Blood token's nice, but I already have the looting. We've got Pyromancer from our tokens. Choose a creature. Okay, did they just die? Okay, so they don't do it. Obviously, they don't do it. Each opponent, duh. Okay, sure. So, did they find an answer to this? What would be black that answers this? Let it cling to dust? Surgical Vein Ripper. Well, that doesn't do anything. So, this is what I was talking about with, like, since game 1 we showed them Graveyard Hate, I sort of boarded in a way in which, like, I expected them to have anti-reanimator stuff. And with the draw we had this game, the surgical didn't do anything. Like, I don't really know Probably should have gone after one of these things. But either way, I just don't care. I just shrug it off. Oh, okay. Well, that's Lee. No, it's not. It doesn't matter. I think I'll just kill a Johnny and then. How much damage is this? This is 410. They go to 1. I don't think they can win. Maybe this was really stupid. So my logic here is that they can't deal with Vein Ripper now, but maybe that's idiotic. Because they just go to 1 either way. It just bricks Galvanic Discharge. But no, okay, I'm an idiot. I'm a giant idiot. That's my bad. Because if they go to 1 and they draw Galvanic Discharge, they 0 Johnny and then they die. So I made a huge mistake. I was thinking if a Johnny's in play, they can produce a creature. If they can produce a creature, they can pay the ward. But it doesn't matter because this kills them. So, alright. My bad. Didn't end up mattering. I don't really know what their outs would be here. Like, if they drew a Flage, they would die. Or they would go... I guess they would go to 2 or whatever. But, either way, cool. So that was a sweet match. We beat Mardu Energy. Opponent maybe could have made some different decisions, but so could we have. But yeah, this was the Rakdos Vampire deck. Ragavan, I mean, obviously we just normally play 1 match. Ragavan pretty bad against Energy, so I'm not gonna worry too much about is Ragavan worth playing or not. Maybe you just want 2 because Energy's so popular. A lot of the Mox Opal decks are good at producing a bunch of little creatures as well. So I'm not sure what the right number of Ragavan. I do think it sort of makes sense in this shell. But everything else felt decent. Bloodghast is, you know, not the most powerful card, but it does make sense with the things we got going on. Pyromancer looked decent. Sorin Vein Ripper obviously came up, so did Vein Ripper Persist. Yeah, so this deck's sweet. You know, maybe you got all the cards, want to give it a spin. It could use plenty of work. I don't know how all to improve it, but I think this is a solid starting point if you want to give it a try. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in the next video. Like and subscribe, and take care. Peace.